And welcome back to the Nerdy Booktube channel. I'm Sophia, and today I'm actually here with a reading challenge for 2020. Now, this video is not original. I have seen Emily Fox do this. I have seen Kayla from BookswithEmilyFox do this. I have seen a romance booktuber that I have started watching recently. She's really cute and she's really, really pretty. So yes, so this is not original, but I thought the idea was funny and I want to do it. The thing is, I have 5 categories of what I want to do that, so I'm parting it in 5 different videos. So the first I'm going to tell you what the challenge is, but it is to read some of the Goodreads best books choices for different categories. Again, I have chosen 5. But today I'm actually talking about the best mystery/thriller. I have my tablet here, and so I will read to you some of the prompts, not the prompts, the synopsis of the books. But for the category of best mystery/thriller, the winner was The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. And this is the book that actually set this all up, because I don't agree with this. I hated this book. It was so bad. And as Emily Fox and everyone else has said, the Goodreads best books of the year contest is actually a popularity contest. So I want to read, and in my humble opinion, I will tell you then later what I felt, if they were good, if they were bad. So, opening up the Goodreads app on my tablet. Going into the best books of 2019. So, like I said, the best... Okay, so let's go to mystery thriller here. And there we go. Okay, so like I said, the winner was The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 stars, so I refuse to believe this is the best book of 2019 as in mystery thriller goes. If it is, God, no. So basically, The Silent Patient is about a woman named Alicia, and she shot her husband 5 times in the face, and she hasn't said a word since then. And so we're following the therapist that is trying to get her to talk as he slowly unveils what happened the night she shot her husband. That's all I'm gonna say. I did not like the book. I did not like the way they set up the mystery. I did not like it at all. I didn't like the characters, neither of them. They're not relatable, they're not likable. You just can't support people like that, okay? Second book I want to read, okay, because I'm not reading all the books that are presented on the list. Out of the list, I chose a few that were interesting to me. And the next one is My Sister the Serial Killer by, I'm gonna butcher this, I'm sorry, Oyinkan Braithwaite. So this is, and I'm gonna read, if I'm looking down a lot on this video, it's because I have my bullet journal, which has the books I have chosen for all of the categories, and then I have my tablet with Goodreads open. So, My Sister the Serial Killer is about a girl that is tired of covering up for her sister's messes, because one day her sister killed her boyfriend in self-defense, and she was like, okay, it happened once. But then she has been killing every single boyfriend in self-defense ever since. And so we're following the sister of that killer. It says, when Courageous dinner is interrupted one night by a distressed call from his sister Iola, she knows what's expected of her. Bleach, rubber gloves, nerves of steel, and a strong stomach. This will be the 3rd boyfriend Iola is dispatched in, quote, self-defense, and the 3rd mess that her little sibling has left Coridi to clear away. She should probably go to the police as for the good of the menfolk of Nigeria, but she loves her sister, and, as they say, family always comes first. Until that is, Iola starts dating the doctor where Coridi works as a nurse. Caridi's long been in love with him and isn't prepared to see him wind up with a knife on his back. But to save one would mean sacrificing the other. So this is actually very appealing to me. I love stories about serial killers. I love like criminal minds and such. So I think this would be a great book kind of event on that. So next up is actually a book that has been very, very, very hyped up by Kayla from BookswithEmilyFox, and it is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. She has given it 5 stars, and if Kayla gives 5 stars, I wholly believe, like, she knows what's going on with horror and thriller and mystery. She's the queen of that. So if she says that, I agree. And I know this is about like a babysitter or a homesitter. Yeah. So it says, when she stumbles across the ad, she's looking for something else completely, but it seems like too good an opportunity to miss. A live-in nannying post with a staggering generous salary. And when Rowan Kane arrives at Heatherbrae House, she is smitten by the luxurious smart home fitted out with all the modern conveniences, by the beautiful Scottish Highlands, and by this picture-perfect family. What she doesn't know is that she's stepping into a nightmare, one that will end with the child dead and herself in prison awaiting trial for murder. Okay, so she is framed, or she may have killed a kid. I'm not going to read anymore because I don't want to spoil myself, but this is looking mighty fine. Next up, we have An Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks. And again, this is a book that I have seen a while. Honey, don't do that, baby. My cat is like laying down, and with his paw, he's like on the floor, you know. He's just getting used out of the sun, actually. This book, I know this is about some sort of an experiment, but one of the experiments goes wrong, or one of the experiments knows one of the experimentators, so something like that. So it says, seeking women ages 18 to 32 to participate in a study on ethics and morality, generous compensation, anonymity guaranteed. When Jessica Ferris signs up for a psychology study conducted by the mysterious Dr. Shields, she thinks all she'll have to do is answer a few questions, collect her money, and leave. Question number 1. Could you tell a lie without feeling guilt? But as the questions grow more and more intense and invasive, and the sessions become outwings where Jess is told what to wear and how to act, she begins to feel as though Dr. Shields may know what she's thinking and what she's hiding. Question number 2. Have you ever deeply hurt someone you care about? As Jess's paranoia grows, it becomes clear that she can no longer trust what in her life is real, what is one of Dr. Shields' manipulative experiments. Caught in a web of deceit and jealousy, Jess quickly learns that some obsessions can be deadly. Question number 3. Should the punishment always fit the crime? I mean, I love things about tests and putting people who are not exactly good in tests. I love Saw, and this is kind of giving me Saw vibes, so I'm really, really looking forward to it. Next up, we have The Whisper Man by Alex North, and I have heard good things and bad things about it. Recently, I was scrolling down Facebook, and I read that someone just found this book, why is it hyped up? But I actually like this WebB connection. I'm gonna read the blurb to you. Okay, after the sudden death of his wife, Tom Kennedy believes a fresh start will help him and his young son Jake heal. A new beginning, a new house, feather rank. But the town has a dark past. 20 years ago, a serial killer abducted and murdered 5 residents. Until Frank Carter was finally caught, he was nicknamed the Whisper Man, for he would lure his victims out by whispering at their windows at night. Just as Tom and Jake settle into their new home, a young boy vanishes. His disappearance bears an unnerving resemblance to Frank Carter's crimes, reigniting old rumors that he preyed with an accomplice. Now detectives Amanda Back and Pete Willis must find the boy before it's too late. Even if that means Pete has to revisit his great foe in prison, the Whisper Man. And then Jake begins acting strangely. He hears a whispering at his window, and I'm like, Yes. Please. Please. This is just great. I'm sorry the lighting is changing. I'm filming with natural light. But this is actually like a very, very, very good one. Next one we have Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. Again, I knew about this book from BookswithEmilyFox, and she liked it. She didn't say it was like godsend, but she liked it, and so I'm curious. No visitors, no nights spent away from the apartment, no disturbing the other residents, all of whom are rich or famous or both. These are the only rules for Joel Larson's new job as an apartment sitter at Bartholomew, one of Manhattan's most high-profile and mysterious buildings. Recently heartbroken and just plain broke, Jules is taken by the splendor of her surroundings and accepts the terms, ready to leave her past behind. As she gets to know the residents and staff of Bartholomew, Jules finds herself drawn to the apartment sitter Ingrid, who comfortingly, disturbingly reminds her of the sister she lost 8 years ago. When Ingrid confides that the Bartholomew is not what it seems and the dark story hidden beneath his gleaming is a gleaming facade is starting to frighten her, Jules brushed it off as a harmless ghost story, until the next day Ingrid disappears. So, mysterious building, people, house sitting, I'm in. I'm actually in. And the book is not that long, it's 371 pages, so I really like that. Next up, we have The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth, and this actually caught my attention due to the movie, wait, no, that's not it. You Better Run? The one with the bride and the games. That movie, I want to see that. And this actually reminded me of that. Someone once told me that you have two families in your life. The one you are born into and the one you choose. Yes, you may get to choose your partner, but you don't choose the mother-in-law. The cackling mercenaries of fate determined it all. From the moment Lucy met Diana, she was kept at arm's length. Diana is exquisitely polite, but Lucy knows, even after marrying Oliver, that they'll never have the closeness she'd been hoping for. But who could fault Diana? She was a pillar of the community, an advocate for social justice, the matriarch of a loving family. Lucy had wanted so much to please her new mother-in-law. That was 10 years ago. Now, Diana has been found dead, leaving a suicide note. But the autopsy reveals evidence of suffocation, and everyone in the family is hiding something. Yes. Also, this is by Sally Hepworth, and this book was blurbed by Lisa Jewell, which is the author of our next book, The Family Upstairs. Now, I have seen a bit of about this book, so I'm not gonna read the actual thing. So basically, a while ago, there was a call to the police due to a baby's cries. So when people actually walk into that apartment, there are 3 bodies or 5 bodies. I don't know how many bodies there are. Okay, so 3 dead bodies decomposing in a kitchen, and the baby was well and alive and well kept, and that baby is has grown up and she's now a young lady, and she wants to know what the hell happened to her family, because someone killed her family and then kept feeding her until one day she was crying and someone called the cops. So basically that's it. I love when stories go back in past and trying to figure out something in someone's past. I really like that. And we're almost done. We're missing 2 books, and the next one is The Chain by Adrienne McQuinty, and this is basically a lady had her son abducted, and then the main lady gets a call her daughter is abducted, and then the main lady gets a call saying, you don't do what I say, then I'm gonna kill the boy and your girl is next. Something like that. Yeah, you just dropped off your child at a bus stop. A panicked stranger calls your phone. Your child has been kidnapped, and the stranger explains that their child has also been kidnapped by a completely different stranger. The only way to get your child back is to kidnap another child within 24 hours. Your child will be released only when the next victim's parents kidnap yet another child. And most importantly, the stranger explains, if you don't kidnap a child, or if the next parents don't kidnap a child, your child will be murdered. You are now part of the chain. So, again, this sounds sort of testy, like Saw-ish kind of thing, like not exactly gory, but psychologically traumatizing. So I'm here for it, and I really, really like this description. And last but not least, okay, I have like 10 books here or 15 books here. This is a category I have most books on, and the next one is actually YA fantasy, but these are the categories where I have the most books. So don't worry, not all books will actually be not all videos will actually be this length. So the next one is My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing, and this is a Mr. and Mrs. Smith kind of thing, I believe. So basically there's a couple and they have started to go out of tune. Remy, what the hell are you doing? My cat's like hiding back there. I don't know if you can see him. Yes. You see the ears? It's him. So they start killing people. So the wife kidnaps them and the husband kills them, and they make their wedding work like that. So that's basically how it is. Again, Booksandlala has talked about this book a lot, and I am very, very curious. And those are all the books I want to read for the best mystery / thriller. Now, this video can work in two ways. One, either I read these books when I want and I will try to vlog like my reactions, or I will just do a catch up of like when I finish reading all of these. I have actually a space here where I want to write the ratings and all. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually putting like little post-its when I read those. Like I have the grade here, and then I put a little post-it with a more detailed description of what I felt like. And when I have read all of the books in a category, I will come back to you and say, hello, I have read all of these, let's see what I think, and let's see what I actually found would be my number one. And so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. If you have read any of these, tell me which was your favorite and what was your rating. Please don't tell me spoilers, because I do want to go in spoiler free. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!